Let's move on to step 2, the edge. Edging is crucial for a professional looking cut. Let's have a look at the theory. The two most common edge types are the square cut and the tapered cut. The most popular of these two is the tapered cut. If you look at the bottom of the hair, the square cut is more distinct, whereas the taper gently blends down to the neck. Let's look first at how we do a tapered cut using our special system called blending by numbers. So far, in step 1, we cut the back and sides using a number 2 grade, starting from the bottom and moving up to our imaginary shave line. To achieve a perfect taper, we need the hair at the very bottom to be a 0 grade, gently tapering upwards to a number 2 grade. Blending by numbers works by moving gradually through the grades to get our desired length at the bottom, a 0. When edging, we do this half a grade at a time. Let's see our professional barber perform a tapered edge on our live model. Once he has done this, we'll come back to see how you do a square edge. Before you start, dust any loose hair away with your brush or hairdryer. Whether you are going to do a tapered edge or square edge, we recommend that you always do a taper first, half a grade less than your cut in step 1. So pay attention to this step whether you are doing a tapered or square edge. To get our 1.5 grade, we've clipped on our number 1 attachment and moved the arm to the open position, moving the teeth on the clippers downwards. Flick gently upwards between 1 and 1.5 inches. You don't need to use much pressure and you don't need to move too far upwards. When moving to the side, use the clippers to the side. You'll have more control and get a more accurate cut. Once you have worked up along the side, hold the ear back and gently flick out. Never go over the top of the ear. You should always work towards it. Use the corner of the clippers to work up. Now, the sideburn. Hold the top part of the clippers flat to the head and gently flick. You don't need to use too much pressure. Don't go for a big effect. This stage should be very subtle. Use the corner of the clippers to move towards the top of the ear. We now need to do the other side. Work along the bottom and up to the side as before. When you are more confident using clippers, you can also use the edge of the clippers to work up the sides. Always be aware as to the position of the clippers, ensuring you don't hold the bottom part flat on the hair. If you hold the clipper flat, you will accidentally cut too far in. Twist the clippers round slightly so that you are using just the edge. Depending on whether you are left or right-handed, you will have to use a slightly different technique called crossing over on one side. Our barber is right-handed, so found cutting the left-hand side of the head comfortable. When cutting the right side, you will need to hold the ear down with your left hand, then cross your right hand over the left to shave. Again, hold the ear down with your left hand, then cross over with your right, reversing this process if you are left-handed. We're about to cut the sideburn. Ensure the teeth are flat to the head, not the bottom part of the clipper guard, but the top. Flick to cut the sideburns. Work across from the sideburn to the top of the ear. We've now been once around the edges. You will need to have done this taper regardless of whether you want a square or tapered finish. For now, we'll continue working on our tapered cut. Let's quickly recap first. We've cut the back and sides in step 1 with a number 2 grade, then we've been round the sides once with a 1.5 grade. We're now ready to go down to grade 1, using our blending by numbers technique. We've got our number 1 attachment fastened and now need to move the clipper arm to the closed position, moving from 1.5 to 1. Use a flicking motion along the bottom and up the sides. We're not going as high as the previous stage. Use the corners of the clippers to get into the corners of the hair, holding at an angle. As the sideburns and around the ears are now short enough from our first edge, we don't need to do these again with a lower grade. We're now going to take off the number 1 attachment. Move the clipper arm to move the clipper teeth to the low or open position, This will set the length to half a grade. Gently flick the bottom. You are only just catching the bottom of the hair. Move the clipper arm to the closed position. This will set the clippers to 0 grade. Again, be very gentle and flick. You will be cutting only a minute amount of hair. At this point, you may wish to shave any loose hairs on the neck. If you are using mini clippers, you may need to apply a little pressure as neck hair can be stubborn. And that's it! We've completed our tapered edge. Dust down or blow loose hair away with a hairdryer. Let's recap. We used our blending by numbers technique for a tapered edge, starting half a grade lower than the back and sides, then moving down half a grade at a time until we got to a 0. Once we've gone half a grade lower on the sideburns and round the ears, we only then needed to focus on the back and towards the ear. As with all our steps, don't forget that you need to frequently stand at the back of your customer to check your work. Let's now look at a square neck. Want to learn how to cut hair? Learn in an instant with Instant Barber. You'll learn to cut hair like a professional. Save over £200 a year on barbering costs. No more barber trips, cut hair in your home. Make an income cutting hair for your friends. It might even be the start of a whole new career. Find out the secret formula to cutting hair. Learn without the jargon with our double DVD set. Find out about the equipment you will need. See how to use each piece of equipment. Cut hair the easy way with our 5-step secret formula. You'll get the perfect cut, first time, every time. Instant Barber talks you through each step with useful diagrams, hints and tips. Our barber, with over 13 years experience, will show you each step of the 5-step secret formula. We recap each section to make sure you've understood each step. And what's more, our guide is fun to watch and follow. Get professional results first time, save hundreds of pounds a year and develop a whole new skill. Visit us now at instantbarber.co.uk to find out more.